This country, under this APC regime, came to become the poverty capital of the world. It became the place where the minimum wage became the miserable wage for workers.
But if you think about Nigeria itself, it's an open prison. I've always been, thank you so much. I've been standing alone for a long time. I've been standing alone when it's impossible to stand alone. So when people say throw words around that somebody is Tinubu's boy, it's very insulting. For someone like me who's been doing activism for 30 years, about the same time Tinubu started, the fact that somebody is a good thief and he stole a lot and enough doesn't make them masters to every independent idea. So we just say, Father, forgive those who have carried that particular rumor for so long. There was no basis for it.
Okay, thank you so much, Assam. Remember, you can always reach us on 0815-186-0899. That's the number you can reach us on right here on your interactive radio station. And if you're wondering who we have here in the studio, we have Mr. Omoyele Sowore, a human rights activist, pro-democracy campaigner, founder of Sahara Reporters, and also a presidential candidate of the African Action Congress in the elections that took place. Well, you said there was an election.
No, it's not an election.
Okay.
The election are purportedly
secret. Yes. Okay, so we want to go into the area of we saw what's been happening politically. A lot of our youths, there was a time the bill was being, they're not too young to run bills, being upheld and all that. But we look at our youths, and we've had a situation where the elders have come up to say that the youths are not ready to lead the country. And they backed it up with some points, which if you look at it from that point of view, they might have some facts in that aspect. But what's your take on that? Do you think maybe there's time for a change of guard from a generation to the next?
This is my response. There is no vehicle of power that was ever made that has a reverse gear until it meets superior power. Young people need to prove that they're ready. And when they prove that they're ready, everything that the elders have been saying will be consigned to the dustbin of history. They're saying it because we haven't shown clearly to them that we're ready. But we don't need to show to them. When we are ready, we just step up and take power. And it will be very clear to them. There won't even be a change of guard. Because when you have a change of guard, when revolutionary youth take power, that means the people who are handing over power are still handing over power to people with whom they have some measure of agreement as to the future. It is very clear that our generation have nothing in common with the old guards. So we're not trying to change guards. We're trying to discard and abandon them as quickly as possible so that this country can move forward, or the humanity in it can make progress. Because we're not making progress. And it seems like, based on my own assessment, this is the only country in the last 20 years in this category that hasn't made progress. There are a group of countries that are known as pain. Nigeria is one of them. But of even all the countries in the pain, bucket, Nigeria is the only one that is not making progress. Countries like Pakistan, right, they're making progress. Better progress than we are. But Nigeria is not making any progress that is discernible, or any kind of progress that you can interrogate and report to anybody. The only progress we're making in Nigeria is in the reverse direction.
Okay, let me take you to the pressing issue of security now. I think I think that's the most pressing issue in the country right now. the issue of security or lack of it has led to different calls from different sections for this group to come, this group to move away, national discussion, confab, so many things. But bottom line is, right now, before it was recession, but right now it seems it's security or lack of security. But what's your take on the unfolding developments so far?
We're in a state of circumlocution. In every political cycle, they design and put in front of you things to keep you busy. So when they're not talking about recession and security, is what we must all agree is that what is known as government in Nigeria has failed. And without addressing the failure of government, it's just like you have cancer and you're curing heat rash. At the end of the day, the cancer is not kill you, even though your skin might look nice after you cure the heat rash. And Nigeria has a fundamental problem. And it's the reason I said clearly after the election that even elections by themselves cannot solve Nigeria's problem anymore. They've figured out how to compromise elections. And as someone who's covered elections over the last maybe 12, maybe 3 election cycles now, you see how they have graduated from one level to the other to compromise election. Before, they used to steal ballot boxes on election day. They don't do that anymore. Now they've moved election to collation centers. So if you are wasting your time in election day voting at a polling unit, when the results come out, you discover that there's a difference between who you voted for and where you voted, and the outcome of the numbers which had already been written ever before the date of the election. So for us to get to that junction where we'll take ourselves seriously or they'll take us seriously, people have to be thinking revolution.
But now you're looking at this as, is it only a problem of they? What of the issue of us? Because there is a saying that people get the kind of leaders they deserve.
Absolutely.
And I was arguing with a friend of mine at one point, and he said, okay, yes, the government is actually, you might get the same result. So now, is the responsibility going to be only at the feet of the leaders? What of the followers?
I completely agree with your position that it's about us. So when we're tired of this nonsense, we don't us. We're like the biggest trash can in the world. Everybody in government would, drop their, security, financial crimes, lies, propaganda. There's nothing they don't dump on us. So when we say enough is enough, then we would definitely become a different country. We'll become different persons, people, and we will have a completely different environment.
Okay, so it's great to have you here, Mr. Omoyele Sowore. If you've heard of Sahara Reporters, he's here right here in the flesh. Now you're going to be delivering a talk. You're a special guest of honor for the Faculty of Arts and Students Association tomorrow. So you're going to be speaking to them now. Are you going to be speaking to them as a former student and a Lutherized comrade, or as a media mogul, or as a politician? And what are you going to tell them?
I'm one package. My life as an activist.
Nigeria, they use computer. The leaders of Nigeria, they use radio where they turn the knob.